so this is an interesting point. Most of us are good at setting them, right? So we can set the boundaries, but keeping the boundaries is a whole different story.
Yeah, we don't enforce them.
We don't enforce them. And that's where I think the kids, because those little suckers will wear you down. They'll wear you down. And I don't just mean kids, the annoying coworker, the mom that won't give up, the dad that pushes too hard, whatever they are. We may be good at setting boundaries, but enforcing them once we're worn the heck out is tough. That's what Sam says is about maintaining them. It's true. So how do we maintain them? Because I think that's a big differentiation. It's not just setting them, it's keeping them in place.
Yeah.
It's like we don't just set the boundary and go, I said it, but yeah, you don't have to follow it.
I almost feel like that is one of those conversations where if you're having an argument, yelling at each other in the moment does nothing but further fuel
right.
the argument.
Because the best way to calm a woman down is to tell a woman to calm down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. To yell at her at that.
Yes. Just calm down. You're overreacting. Oh, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Let me tell you about that. But if you set me down in a couple of days and you're like, okay, I think we went a little wonky there, and talk about it.
Right.
That could bring you back to center of like, this is why I have this particular boundary.
Yeah.
When I go take a bubble bath, that is not your cue to sit outside the door and bang on it. I hear that happens when
have you been at my house?
I hear stories.
It is true. If you ask any one of my children what I want for any holiday, I will bring them in here next time. We'll ask, what does your mom want for her birthday or Christmas? You know what they're going to say?
Bath bombs.
No, they're going to say to pee in peace.
Oh, okay.
That is it. In 22 years, there may have been 3 times I've been able to just go to the bathroom by myself.
Yeah.
Just whether it's a bubble bath, I just sometimes like I'm going to the bathroom and they're like, but I need you. What do you need? Everything okay? Yeah, I just had a book report due in 8 weeks. I thought I'd ask you about. I don't know. Anyway.
They have like built-in radars.
It is, but all right. So setting boundaries is good because they know the boundary has been set. Please do not bother me during my bubble bath. If I have poured a glass of wine and gone into my little spa bathroom and started some bubbles, please don't bother me. So the boundary's there.
Yeah.
They just traipse right over it. And this could be the same thing for spouses. I'm not saying, Isaac, I'm not saying you cross over the boundaries.
No.
However, some spouses, maybe one I used to be married to, we could set the boundaries and they go away. Same thing with friends. Same thing with parents. So maintaining. Miss McElhaney, who's still watching, how do you maintain them? How do you do it?
I mean, there is an off switch on our phones. I like to use it every now and then. You just
What do you mean off switch? Oh, turn it off?
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that. No, I turn
this button.
Yeah, I do turn my text notifications off.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. I mean, every now and then we're going to slip up, but you have to do those things because again, the more that you allow someone to cross that boundary, then that's what they're going to do because you've essentially just told them that you're not serious about it.
Well, it goes back to you teach people how to treat you.
100%.
Because if you make an exception, then the exception is now the boundary.
Yep.
Right? So if you set a boundary and you move the line, that's now the line.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when you're a teenager and whatever you're experimenting with as a teenager, whether it be drugs or smoking or alcohol or the relations or anything like that. Once you move the boundary now has a new boundary.
Yep.
It's hard to go back.
Yeah.
You can't just say, okay, I have now done meth and I'm just going to go back to drinking a gimlet. I don't know. I'm terrible with these things, but it's true. I mean, it's once the boundary is moved, it's moved.
Yeah.
And can you reset it? Absolutely. But it's going to take a lot because you've seen, you've pushed or you've allowed somebody else to push it further.
Yeah.